now.
Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey everyone!
Hello.
Oh my God! Welcome to another exciting episode, Victoria.
Feel it real fun for all on the 11th of October 2024.
All the rightness.
And it's your manifesting questions answered live, right.
Yeah, because the alternative sucks.
Yes.
That does.
It's actually just your manifesting questions answered live. It's just easier for me.
Is it really?
Oh, well, I can say right. If you
Your manifesting questions answered right. Now.
Yes.
All right. So, Victoria?
Yes.
Let's tell them where to go.
Off you go then.
All right. JoinRemarkable.com. Why? Because you can. Make excuses as to why. I don't know.
Why
Anyway,
I can't.
Why, right? By the way, your biggest enemy is not negativity. Your biggest enemy is baseline. We'll just toss it into the show. Lisa
Your
and
biggest
LaRock.
enemy is
Welcome to the
baseline.
show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. But I seem to digress. So, joinremarkable.com. You'll notice a lot of our cool questions come from remarkable kids today.
Yes.
Meanwhile, if you're just getting started with us, howtofeelitreal.com. That's a real easy one, howtofeelitreal.com. You can go there, sign up, get stuff, and change life. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. And for the refunds, where to, Victoria?
Just go to our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. If you're watching this and it doesn't have all kind of writing at the bottom, you're on Facebook probably. On the other hand, if there's writing on the bottom, you can always find those ones that are edited up, and Victoria makes them really nice, and the sound is even gooder.
Goodera.
Geraldine from Ireland. Wow! I love Ireland. There's this lovely couple that comes to the pool from Ireland, and one of them was right down the road from Bushmills.
Ireland. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You would have liked that.
Oh, I tell you what, I already got them all set up. Y'all go that way. I'm giving you $500. Bring me back some goodie. But I digress. Yes. So, Victoria.
Yes.
Shall we begin today? Summer.
Yes.
Right.
With a Neville Goddard quote.
Shall we begin today?
There's no Neville Goddard quote, is there?
Yeah, there is. It's right at the beginning.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, because it said thank you, Angela, so I thought.
Yes.
Right. So the Neville Goddard quote is, the end of longing is always to be, not to do. Be still and know I am that which I desire.
All right. Now, ready? We've got this cool little course. We're going to do the crash commercial and nail it. Identity-based-manifesting.com. Some people say, well, that's not what Neville teaches. Yeah, I get it, right? You think Neville teaches affirmations and rocks in the sky and all that bullshit. But let's listen to this quote one more time. Victoria.
Okay. So the end of longing is always to be, not to do. Be still and know I am that which I desire.
Right. See, I desired to be a particular kind of person. Happy, loving teacher, happy, loving puppy, dad, all that good stuff. Right? I didn't go, right? Yeah, I will get her, right? Or that, right? Yeah. Frank, welcome to the show, right? Fran, welcome to the show. I imagined a version of me. And we've got some really cool ways to explore that in identity-based-manifesting.com. So, shall we continue, Victoria?
We shall.
All right.
Okay.
By the way, I love that quote. I woke up to that this morning, and I said, Angela, that's going in today's show. So, thank you, Angela.
Good one.
All right.
So the first question today is from Brendan in manifestingmastery.com. Push.
Manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right.
Push sneaks in ...
All right.
And Brendan asks, what are some common but sneaky ways that push shows up in people who want to practice the law?
All right. So here's probably the sneakiest one. Ready? Let's pretend I'm holding a device in my hand. I'm just going,
On the phone. Yep.
Oh, that's just the way Victoria is. It's all right. Could be worse. Right? One of the sneakiest ways that push shows up is I don't need a push. I'm all right. It's okay. I'm just a little fat like everyone else. It's okay. Right? I'm okay is probably the sneakiest way that push shows up. Because it's the sneakiest, because the one that's just a little bit above that is, I need a push. In other words, things are so disastrous, I have to finally do something. Right? And then, so the sneakiest push is, I'm all right. I don't even say my words anymore. I just like, right? It's complacency. So the sneakiest way push shows up is, it's all right. Right? Yeah. It's the avoidance of feeling pushed, because in quote unquote reality, you're waiting for a push. Right? Yeah, and we all have done this. On the other hand, play. What are the sneakiest ways that play can show up? I am such a massive fan of play. And a lot of people think I'm not real. How do I get serious results, Mr. 20, if all I do is play? Right? I don't want you to have serious results. I want you to have results and play. So that's the sneakiest way. Brendan, I so appreciate your question. And you. So let's begin there. We will continue to answer your question and others as we dive in.
Cool.
All right.
Excellent.
Zuli, welcome to the show. Heather, welcome to the show. All right, Lisa and LaRock, I agree. This is really good. So you notice we don't answer questions the way most people do. We actually explore things like the questioner and the answerer. Right? Because you get it, I've done all this. Right? It's real easy to go complacent. Right? It's real easy to finally need a push. But what do you really want? Right? Victoria, I'm okay with the way you are. Victoria, I am finally not okay with the way you are. Or, you know what, we could just play. Right? And discover who we both get to be.
Cool.
Unless you're Victoria.
That's true.
But I digress.
Good one.
Right? Let us
continue.
Yes.
So the next question is from Remarkable Summer.
Summer.
How can we be even speedier?
All right.
And that's what she asked. How can we be even speedier?
All right. You'll notice it comes back to the beginning quote, right? So those of you who want to join Remarkable.com, please do. It's a lot of fun, right? You get some goodies, all that bullshit. You get on live calls. We got one this weekend, all that bullshit, right? Or you can just settle for bullshit. But here's the cool thing. Jody, welcome to the show. Yes. Speedy. What was that quote we started with that Angela gave us of Neville Goddard's?
You don't have to. You just have to be. You don't have to do. The end of longing is always to be, not to do. Be still and know I am that which I desire. If I move into the state of happy, loving teacher, I find cool shit to teach, to say, to write. Right? Summer says, love, remarkable. Yeah, isn't it cool? Right, join Remarkable.com. It's really cool if I fall in, if the love that I am falls into happy, loving teacher, suddenly I've got some shit worth saying and shit worth listening to. It's shit worth writing and shit worth reading. On the other hand, if I go, radio, what am I going to see? My friend Nancy is here. If I go, what do I write to Nancy to make her? There's Ben. What do I write to Ben to make Ben? Join this course, buy this thing. If I make it about activities and me making you and I want your money, and it just gets ugly as sin because it misses the mark. What's the mark? What's that quote again, Victoria? The end of longing is always to be, not to do. Be still and know I am that which I desire. When it becomes about identity-based manifesting.com, when it becomes about your identity, all this other stuff follows and flows. If you want to go slow, I'll make it about me making Bruce do something. And that'll require that I train him, do research on training him, how to figure out how to train him, beat myself up because I didn't train him earlier, so on and so forth. Or I can move into the state of happy, loving puppy dad, and the coolest shit happens. And it's not just saying, okay, I move into the state of happy, loving puppy dad. It's exploring the state from identity. IdentityBasedManifesting.com. How was that, Victoria? Yeah, that's all right. Ace and cool. True. Yep. Cool. If you want to go slow, try to move stuff. Right? If you want to go fast, change you.
Doobie-bop-bop-doo. It's sort of like, how do I revise having someone smash into my car after I drive recklessly? And it's like, well, we could revise the smash, we could revise the event, we could revise the damage, we could revise a lot of things, versus like radio. What if I stopped imagining that I'm a shit driver? And if I really did that, I'd probably drive safely, Jerry. Welcome to the show.
Respectfully.
And respectfully.
Yes.
That's right.
Cool.
So, while Victorious is the next, I'm going to duck out of the frame and get some
coffee. He's having his one
look
sip.
at that.
One sip of coffee. Okay. So thank you, Summer, for your question.
That is the rightness.
The next question's from Remarkable Penny. How do you feel love? And Penny asks, explain the ways you feel love in you. Vertical, horizontal. Love in me is like joy is golden in my chest and I smile. Wow factor and blessings. Texting this and experiencing it too.
Cool. Vertical and horizontal. This is going to be something that we explore maybe a little bit on the call on Sunday in Remarkable, but definitely as we close up this year. Because, so vertical and horizontal. You have vertical and horizontal head, which has to do with how you think, right? It's like epiphanies and inspirations versus step-by-steps. Both are useful. One's vertical, one's horizontal. Vertical and horizontal love, a model that I've been just introducing as well. Vertical love has this, there's just, wow. Just the experience of love in a way which there's absolutely no loss. Horizontal love, I love her, and I love those puppies, and I love my mom and dad. And at some point, they're all going to die. Or I'll die first. Or maybe I just won't be able to talk to my dad anymore. I don't know. Horizontal love has the possibility for loss, which in a way makes it a little bit sweeter. It's just different. Horizontal love is something that a lot of people avoid while chasing vertical love. They can have all this wow experience of oneness in nature and at church and all that stuff, which I adore. But if we avoid horizontal love, you really get lonely. Horizontal.
So how is horizontal love then? Just like, give me some examples how that's expressed.
So you have a friend, and you're not sure where the relationship is or where it's going. You still love them, but there's also that element of, all right, there's this potential for closeness, the potential for furtherness. Still love them, but if you don't hear from them for a couple of years, there's something there. Vertical love is just wow. It's not conditioned on anything. It's more of a direct experience of what you are. Horizontal love is more of something that you share. So that's probably about as clear as mud.
Yeah.
But just like vertical and horizontal head, right? Which vertical head is the experience of epiphany, of realization, of wow. Just a recontextualization of everything that I've done or was doing well. Horizontal head has me develop step-by-steps, strategies, sequences. If you have one without the other, you just sit around waiting for the next wow moment for years. Yeah. Or you just get stoned. Wow! I feel so great when I'm stoned. I have all these ideas. But without that horizontal head, there's no inaction of it. So, hope that's clear as mud. We'll continue to answer your question, Penny, and more. Okay. The coolest thing is, when we realize that we can exist in both, because we are both and much, much more, it just enables us to open up more. Because people close down to horizontal love, because you know what, I had a girlfriend, she treated me like shit, no more women's for me, right? Same thing with puppies. Had a puppy, it died, now got to get another one.
Yeah, I can imagine it's also like, oh, I better not say that, or blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, you know,
what are
if I speak my mind, so we
Yeah.
go ahead. If I
What are the
speak my mind, what are the
repercussions? Could go this
repercussions?
way, yeah.
Right, it just gets yucky. Versus, right, you know, when I get that I'm love, I can be an asshole, and yeah, and it all works out. You know, it's like we'll drift further, we'll come closer. It's actually what making love is: closer, further, closer, further. Being love.
It's like the wave.
It is. That being love is something that's always there, and you realize it when you realize it. Wow.
Is that like the center?
Yes. So,
Okay.
Penny, great question.
Yeah, good on you, Penny. Thank you for your question.
All right.
The next question is from Remarkable TT.
That's right.
When is the last time? ...
Yeah, when was the last time?
So, TT says, do you want me to read all of this?
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
is the
just do each one, then we'll...
When is the last time ...
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, when is the last time? Come on, Victoria.
You did a JoGo, question mark?
Yeah, when is the last time you did a JoGo? The way that we
All right.
do it. Right? I just, honest to God, people will do it. And yeah, you know, I sort of got out of the habit. And because I'll ask, right? I get the question, right? Oh, my life's turned to shit. All right, well, let me ask you a few questions, right? Tell me about your JoGo. It's a trick question. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, I mean, I'm doing all right. Tell me about it. Right? You know, I really want to know. You know, every one of us have at least 5 to 10, 11, 15 things going on in a day. Are you bothering to give life to some lovely the events of your day having gone your way? Right? So I went shopping today. I went shopping at 2 stores, hit the liquor thing, bought her smokes, had a great time.
Started to go
Small
in 2
people.
cars.
Started to go in 2 cars. That was, we were bilocating, right? Had a lovely time with a lot of specific things happening. But I know today, you know, what do I got on my agenda today? Podcast, show, shopping, gym and swim. That's 5. Yeah, that's before lunch. And before I get out of bed, I know 5. Right? And then, all right, lunchtime. Oh, hurry up, 6.
Yeah, because we had no idea what we were going to have.
Yes. Yeah, 7. Right? We had a very special bottle of whiskey arrive.
Yes.
Right? I imagined having it for the weekend. Right?
Yes.
Because it may or may not have been coming today, but it's like specific events of my day having gone my way. Does this qualify? Yeah, the lovely little fella bringing me my lovely little bottle. That works. Next. So, when was the last time you did a JoGo the way we taught? If you don't know what I'm talking about, josephgoddardtothemax.com. And I digress.
And when is the last time you imagined lovingly for another?
You know, so I'm talking with 2 friends today, and one of them's just talking shit. They're getting sucked into the suck. Right? And while I'm standing there and people are going, oh, wow, I hope not, oh, wow. I'm just going, Right? Right? I'm just hearing something more yummy come out of her mouth. Right? And I'm just imagining yummy. And then after she shuts up and I just say whatever I say.
It's not me.
Yeah, it's not her today. Right?
Yes.
And then it was like, wow, 20, that's wonderful, brilliant, yeah. Thank you. I am wonderful and brilliant. There was some vertical going on there. Upside. So, when was the last time you imagined loving me for another? I could go. Who do I imagine loving me for today? I don't know. Maybe my mom. That's all right. Maybe Victoria's mom. Right? or like radio. How about right now? It's during the show. You could do that. See, there's Beth. She's tagging Luke. I can while I'm talking to you, imagine Luke's smile. What it sounds like.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So, shall we continue?
Yeah. And when was the last time you did manifestingmasterycourse.com?
Yeah, when was the last time? You know,
Have you ever?
Have you ever, right? I got an email today from someone. 2 years ago they were thinking about it. Today they're still thinking about it. Did you know thinking is not imagining? Thinking tends to be repetitious. Imagining is very dynamic. Right? Just a thought, right? So thinking is very... It's pretty repetitious for most people, most of the time. Right? I dare say all, but someone's going to try to find a counterexample. Good luck. right? Right, because that's how they think. On the other hand, when's the last time you did manifestingmasterycourse.com? Have you? Some people, and the one that bothered me today was hey, 2 years ago I suggested it, 2 years later your life is worse, and 2 years later you're still thinking about it. Right? You've been thinking for 2 years. You could have been exploring how to imagine differently for 2 years. And it just, stuff like that winds me up.
Oh, that's when you imagine lovingly for another.
And that's also when I imagine lovingly for another. Like, I imagine them actually, instead of being a thinker, being an imaginer. Right? So this is where we get to play. And if you've paid for Manifesting Mastery course and you want to do it again, draw me a note. I've only had a handful of people pay for it more than once because they wanted to. Mostly everyone, if I put out a message like this, send me a note and I'll re-up you. Right? And send me your updates. I'd love to keep in touch with you and see what we can explore together. So, when's the last time? I'm going to add one more to it. When's the last time you worried? That could be the last time, but I digress. Stella Jim, welcome to the show. We'll get back to that because it's the whole poop on the plate syndrome. Right?
When you worry.
Yeah. See, worry's like having poop on your plate. Right? So if you sit down and somebody serves up a steaming hot pile of poo on the plate, most people will immediately go, I lost my appetite. Right? And that's it. They're done. Right? And as long as you keep putting poo on your plate, first of all, there's no room for the good stuff. Right? The taters and all that good stuff. And the stuff that should be going in the in-hole instead of out the out-hole. Hey! Tell my dear, lovely friend Todd hello, if you would, please. Love you. God, it's been years. On the other hand, if you find you got a big pile of steaming on your plate, go rinse the damn thing off, right? And
start again.
Learn how to cook if you got to. But more on that later. Let us continue.
Okay.
Tell my friend hello, okay? Love you. I'll tell you more about that. I was just thinking about this guy yesterday. This fella, so years ago, this lovely fella named Todd sent me a 10-pack of Rocky Patel cigars.
Oh.
Right? And I just got a 10-pack of Rockies yesterday, duty-free. They slipped by. I love that. And, of course, I just thought of my friend. And so tell my friend Todd hello.
His sister? I don't know. Anyway.
No.
Wife.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Okay, so that was from TT. Thank you very much for your question.
That's right.
STG.
That's right.
And the last question today is from Remarkable Lisa and LaRock.
That's right.
True stories.
Oh, I love true stories.
And Lisa asks her, hello, 20 in Victoria. I've experienced many times a person telling me a story about themselves. I've caught myself doing it too. And this story appears disfigured, mutated, and laced with lies. Their sad biography. Betraying the beauty and radiant truth of the glorious soul standing before me. Love is who we are. Love is generative, creative, lavish, unafraid, grace-filled and poised. When I have an amazing conversation, I discover nuances of our shared soul's beauty and magnificence. How can we love one another into life, telling true stories? Thank you, Lisa.
I really love this. I made a podcast inspired by this today. It's not out yet. But what are we accepting as truth? This really seems to me where this begins. What are we accepting as truth? Are we accepting the truth about us? Or are we accepting a story as true? I love storytelling, by the way. I absolutely adore storytelling. But a lot of storytelling, from what I can tell, really when you reveal you unleash, among other things, energy. You release something dynamic. You release the love and the joy that you are becomes more apparent in the world. On the other hand, we settle to repeat stories. If it's repetition, when we keep repeating stories, it's sort of like if you're walking in the woods on the same path, noticing the same things. There's the oak tree, there's the maple, there's the stream. It's a chunk size that isn't revealing the moments of you. So what we are is a moment-by-moment experience. We're a mystery. And what we settle for is a history. And as we all know, history is told by, they say the victors. I'll say the survivors. There he goes. Right? So we tend to tell stories that enable us to fit in with other people who have survived, who really don't realize they are alive. When you realize you're alive, you can't help but notice never-ending newness. Noticing never-ending newness. There's a post in the group today, and I hope they listen to this. I'll post it on there. We'll see if they do. But one of the things that I notice is if we accept the same thing as true every day, and it's a story that we imagine as true, we become that story.
Can't help it.
Can't help
it recreating
right?
itself.
I'm getting older. Right? We've been married a long time.
Yeah.
Right? We can accept stories like that deny the truth about us. You are timeless. You give life to time. When you realize you give life to time, everything changes. Let's do a total, what seems to be a sidestep, because this is going to go someplace else. When you stop blaming money for your problems, they're both sitting back there. Step aside. Look at them back there. Emmett! Anyway, when you stop making money, by the way, let's shift gears again just for fun. Mm-hmm. You know the cause of my problems? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
What?
Right.
Say it.
Because I listen to people. They go to the pool, and the problem, their sexual problems are caused by their
other partner.
Right? Their money problems are caused by their
partner.
And so we got sex, we got money, and I'd eat better, but
health. Right.
Right. So the big three problems are that, right? On the other hand, I get the other emails, right? So I get the emails that say, well, I would, but it's the money. Right? So, yeah, and I ask, how long have you been blaming money for the problem? Now, here's the cool thing. Ready? Fern hears them. Sorry, Fern. So, if I blame her for my problems, let's see how that. Let's imagine this. Instead of doing my JoGos, instead of imagining lovingly for another, right? I wake up and I go, rightio, what problems did she cause in my life today?
Today.
Right?
An hour ago.
5 minutes ago. 14 years ago is when we met.
Yeah.
Right? So if I go through my day and I go, rightio, how is she causing me problems today? What problems did she cause today? You get that's a story. A lot of people accept that as true, and a lot of people don't have what we got. Right? On the other hand, right? Summer Sage says, look at 2020 Super Smile on YouTube. Watch it multiple times. I think I know which one you're talking about. That's a yummy one. So ready? I'd rather her be my plaything.
Plaything.
I am my plaything. Right?
How would we play?
Right? Now, if she's my plaything, right, and I'm not putting her down, I just want a playmate. I just want someone to have fun with.
Yeah.
Right, until one or both of us die. Right? And then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll gear up in another location, right, in time and space, right? But I just want to play with her. I want a playmate. As long as I blame her, we can't be playmates. Right? This goes back to stories. Right? If I blame money for my problems, right? It's not a plaything either, and it's very different. Yeah, the nature of her and the nature of money. But would you believe this whole, it's all you pushed out, Mr. 20, and they get really weird with me. But I just noticed, right, when I believe, if I start going into problem, and I deny the truth about me that sets me free, it's got to be her. It's got to be money. It's got to be that dog back there. And we'll just find ways to do that, which again, summer slows everything down. On the other hand, who am I being determines how I'm seeing. And if we can just notice that, what are the stories that we tell? Never-ending newness. I can say the same story that I've said 1,000 million times, but there'll be some new element to it because I'm new. Yeah, when we allow ourselves to notice, this is what I bespeak. This is what I bespoke. Yeah, it becomes something very different than Victoria. There are things that I want to get off my mind. I'm glad you're here, and I know you'll listen. Yeah, yeah, it's very different than this never-ending newness. So this morning.
So if we have someone like that in our lives, it's like, I just need to say this to get it off my chest.
I just got to get this off my... See, I want to
and it's not even anything about me. It's obviously nothing about me.
Right.
But they just want to, just let me say this because it's really bugging me. I just need to get off my chest or whatever it is. Well,
what happens to your chest if you just take that in?
Well, I can't take it in tonight because of that.
But you can. You can join in the fun. That poor person. I'm not going to imagine loving it for them. No. But if you passively listen, there are some people I'll stick around and I'll imagine loving before as they speak. There are other people I'll say, I got to go get cigarettes. Right?
And he doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, and I just make a left-hand turn. Right, see ya. Right. I'll imagine lovingly, but I don't give them my time. Right, because it's the repetition. It's the same kind of story they told me last time, and they just want to. And here's my criteria. Ready? So if I get on a 2-minute call, y'all are remarkable. We do 2-minute calls whenever you want to, right? Whenever I can. And so let's say La Nina Blanca says, "Got 2 minutes," and I say no. So I don't. But if you say you got 2 minutes, and I do, then we have a unique conversation. Something fascinating shows up, fun and fast. Maybe it's 2 minutes, maybe it's 8 minutes. In and out, we have a lot of fun. Steve, welcome to the show. You too, right? So it's when we can discover, hey, here's a dance of TT and Steve, right? Okay, I'm going to have a flashback. Anybody from Pittsburgh? TT and Steve in the morning. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're boring. TT and Steve in the morning. WDVE. Anyway, so some of y'all from Pittsburgh may get that. Frank, you still here? Right?
Got a few laughs.
Yeah, got a few laughs. Right? but when the uniqueness is allowed to show up, you're not going to repeat the same shit story to someone else. But yeah, here's the criteria part. Ready? When someone says, I really want to tell you something, and I notice, is it me they want to tell? Right? Really?
Yeah.
Or if I say, I'm too busy, well, they call 900 other people. Well, they'll just flip through the Rolodex.
Yeah.
Yep, that one will listen to me. Right? Right. So, Frank, do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Yeah, Frank's a little younger than me, but maybe you do remember Jimmy and Steve in the morning. But I digress. So,
radio or TV?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So, dialing it in a little tiny bit, what would love do? We'll be exploring that on the Remarkable Call this weekend.
Yeah.
But it's not about, quote-unquote, being polite or fluffy or something like that. Honest to God, what would love do? My friend Yasmin Kate and I were talking at the pool, because years ago I used to use the phrase, something I learned in the police academy, you keep the blood in the good guys. Right? And at the end of the day, blood is life. And at the end of the day, when you're talking to someone, are they more alive while you're talking to them, after you're talking to them?
Yeah.
Because what you are gives life. You're the love, the light of the world. And if you're sharing something that's true, story, yeah, they're going to be more lovely and alive when you walk away from them. So I'm the guy that I turn transactional relationships into relational relationships. So Victoria says, hey, I'm out of smokes. I said, cool, I'll pick you up a couple packs. So I go to the tobacconist. And so I go to the tobacconist, and it's this little lovely Asian lady. And my line with her always is, best deal. Right? Frank made it to PA in 94. I think Jimmy and Steve were over by then. So, yeah, Jimmy would have gone on to do a different show. But I digress. So I go in, and I tell the lady I need best deal Winfield Optimum Crush Blues. Pam's here. Pam, do you remember Jimmy and Steve in the morning? Right? Jimmy and Steve in the morning. I can't believe it was Pam. Pam I must never see you on a show. Do you remember WDVE? Right? Jimmy and Steve in the morning? Just type yes or no. I'd really appreciate that. I feel all alone here in the world. But I digress. So I go to the tobacconist, and I tell her I want best deal because they have 25, 30, and 40 packs. I said, I need best deal Winfield Optimum Crush Blues. And she gets them out, and she rings them both through the cash register, the 25s and the 30 packs. And she gets out her calculator, and she figures out, and she goes, she's just lovely, right? And she barely speaks any English. And she goes, this one, $1.91 per smoke. And she does the other one. This one, $1.94 per smoke. And she's waiting for me to make my decision, right? And I say, how about we mess with her head and buy one of each? Because it's only 3 cents different per smoke, right? You funny man, you funny man, you funny man, you funny man. She'll go through the rest of her day remembering that story.
Yeah.
I left her lighter and brighter.
And more alive, yeah.
And every time I walk through there and I wave at her, yo, best deal. All right, that's what I call her. Like everybody in the prison has a nickname, Olive. Right?
Olive.
So, yeah, so you just typed it in. Hey guys, it's Olive, right? So, yeah. And so I call her best deal. Yo. All right, I think I'm done. How was that?
Yeah, that was ace. Good one, babe.
Lisa, thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa, for your question. And what we want to know is tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bit.
Hoo-ha.
And I loved when you said with your conversations or relationships, are you leaving them more alive than when you first met them?
Yes.
And I reckon that's, what would love do? It wants to do that. Leave other people like that. So, yeah, that's mine.
Isn't it true? Wouldn't it be lovely instead of inviting, somebody into your pigsty?
Drama and chaos.
Yeah. As much as I love bacon, don't get me wrong. Look at those ones go. Anyway.
So, what was your hashtag strawberry bet?
It's really wild to me, and I'll just do behind the scenes. I get Lisa's question, which reminds me to put up the thing for the show. I go into the group to put up the thing for the show. I get Angela's Neville Goddard quote. And for me, it's always the magic. And that's the biggest thing. Because if we're going to go back to Lisa's question and work our way the whole way through, tell you, let me see the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What?
Go get it.
No, it's just here. So we had Lisa's question.
Okay, so we got true story. So let's start at the top. Ready? Push sneaks in. How much did I push in this show?
Yeah.
Right? Right? If I was satisfied with the sneakiest way that push sneaks in, I'd just say the same shit I said last week. Same thing. Yep. I'd be like avoiding the experience of push. If I move up a level, I'm pushing you to do something. I'll just invite you. Join the fucking course or not. Right? I'll even swear to turn some people off. Because if they're expecting me to be like all high and fluffy, ain't gonna happen. Right? Sneaky ways to push. Speedier.
How can we be speedier?
Speedier, right? Speedier. Notice the stories. Are you accepting the truth about you as true? Or are you expecting a truth that's complained in a historical story? You could be the mystery, or you can be history. Next, you're actually always the mystery, but you settle for history.
How do you feel, love?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When we can open up to both horizontal and vertical, that horizontalness, true horizontal love is always there. Vertical comes and goes closer and further. It's all part of our experience of how the divine and the human parts of us dance. But I tell you one more. This is not what I said earlier. The love, we really get to notice anytime we want to retreat into the head. Don't do that. What do you mean by that? When it was the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let it be your last time. And finally, true stories. Oh, wow. When you're discovering the story, hey, Nee. I just did a call with Nee this week, right? Sorry, Nee, we're going to betray confidentiality, right? So Nee and I did a call. And Nee's a multilingual comedian as well as other things. And I'm just me, right? And what happens is a dance, right? There's something discovered along the way. Good humor, even if you've got a joke planned, good humor involves a discovery. They discover something, and you can discover something. And that, to me, again, if we're going to talk true story, what are we really? We're adventurers. We're discoverers. Don't settle for the bumper sticker when you can have the car it's attached to. So, that sums it up, I think. My whole strawberry bit, you guys showing up, you guys sharing, you guys caring. Thanks.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
So, Victoria.
So, Twente, where are you sending them?
First, identitybasedmanifesting.com. It just starts with the quote, weaves its whole way through. Cool little pack. $97, no big deal. Notice the stories you tell. Number 2, joinremarkable.com. We've got a call this Sunday. If you join now, you could actually be on the call with us Sunday.
Yeah.
You also get a whole bunch of recordings from past calls, and there's an option to get a free call with me and about $1,000 worth of more goodies at joinremarkable.com. And finally, Victoria.
Yes.
If you want to make her edits worthwhile.
Yes, for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right. Thanks, gang. Have a lovely day. My name is Mr. 2020.
I'm Victoria.
And your name is?